Hi, I'm Graham Lasso, and you're listening to Eat, Sleep, Chelsea, Repeat with Chris, Craig, and Brady.
Eat, sleep, Chelsea, repeat. Eat, sleep, Chelsea, repeat. Eat, sleep, Chelsea, repeat. Eat, sleep, Chelsea, repeat.
Welcome to the Eat, Sleep, Chelsea, Repeat podcast, episode 168. Palmer tears Wolves apart. I'm Chris, and today I am joined by my good friend Brady. No, Craig. He's swanned off on holiday. How you doing?
Yeah, Craig's swanned off to Dubai, is it? 4 wins in a row, and he thinks he can relax. The rest of us are still in the anxiety trenches trying to get in the Champions League. But yeah, there's the two of us today.
Yeah, so it's no visual today, but we're going to bolster the audio.
Craig is the YouTube expert, and Chris and I need to learn. So until then, when Craig's away, it'll be back to the old school.
Back to the old school, yeah. But look, don't forget to like and subscribe to the pod wherever you're listening to this, on YouTube or your favourite podcast platform. And don't forget to rate us. The 5-star ones really help us. So please do that if you can. Right, let's talk about the game, because Chelsea have won again, and it's a good habit to be in. Chelsea have beaten Wolves 3-1. A hat-trick, Cole Palmer, or penalty Palmer, whatever you want to call him. 3.44 XG for Chelsea and 1.06 for Wolves. 15 shots, 6 on target for Chelsea. 6 big chances for Chelsea as well, which is great. And yeah, I think 2 saves as well for Sanchez that he made. Although Arakadara did score for Wolves in the second half from a set piece. Brady, likes, dislikes, what have you got for me for this one?
My like is that, my first like is a little fact. Cole Palmer is the first, we'll talk about it later, but he's the first player in Premier League history to score hat-tricks in 3 separate games. In one half, basically. So he's got 3 1-half hand tricks. I think it's all first half, I believe. I think it was Everton at home in the 6-0. I think it was 6-0. That's when Alfie Gilchrist scored, if you remember that. And the other one was Brighton 4-2 last year when he scored 4. I'm not sure it was 4.5, was it? It might have been.
Yeah.
I think it was 4.5. So yeah. Yeah, no, he's only 23, some fantastic stat. But the like was that even in this game, Chelsea is starting to show a little bit of control. I didn't like the second half, but there wasn't. I mean, it's only Wolves. I mean, the Wolves they should have more points than they have, but they're always going to be in a relegation fight this year with the way their squad's been. They lost Cunha and Out-Nouri. But when we went 3-1 up, when they get one back, he showed in the cup game earlier, very similar. I think we were 3-0 up or 2-0 up, and then 3-1, and then it went to 3-3 in the cup game, and that's the League Cup game, and that's a different kind of setting. But it went to 3-1, and we essentially just killed the game. It was very Arsenal-like, boring, kill it dead. Not a great watch, but we never looked in any danger of conceding again. That's good. I mean, it's not that particularly that we should be like really ecstatic that we didn't go 2-2 or 3-2 or 3-3. But although I was frustrated with the second half in terms of creativity, and Rossini said that the game was killed stone dead, and that's how you become a big team, really, just by controlling games.
Yeah, I think we can get into the realms of when will Chelsea be good enough to go and hit 5 or 6 past them. I think we have seen that before, ironically, last season. But you need to manage the game as well, and they're always going to come out second half, I think, and cause us a few problems and get a bit more energy. Wolves, who actually I thought started the game better, and my dislike for this game was how we started the game.
Yeah.
I actually don't. We basically didn't have a kick for about 12 minutes until Neto amazing dummy, and then crossed the ball over and got the penalty. But yeah, we were nowhere in this game for the first sort of 12 minutes, and we were pretty lucky to go ahead. So yeah, it's strange because look, give Wolves some credit. I think they've got some really good players. Think of Gomez in midfield. Obviously, he's come in. Armstrong's a bit of a handful. This Mane guy looks pretty handy as well, and Gomez next to Gomez, the other Gomez in the middle, Joao Gomez. He's also pretty good. So look, they've got some decent sort of technical players and causes some problems. But I'm surprised with how difficult it was for us to get going in the game. But once we did get the goal, you could see that Wolves kind of their heads went down, and then we really grew into the game and played some lovely stuff. And my like for this game was certainly some of the passing sequences. I'll say from back to front. I thought we were very slick, one touch. Good movement, very sort of vertical in how we approached the game and tried to make it very difficult for them. They tried to squeeze it, I think, a little bit more, Wolves, and tried to be a bit more compact in the middle. And then we got a lot of joy down the wings after that, which was great. So, all in all, I thought it was a pretty decent showing, I have to say.
My dislike was this is something we keep doing, actually. It was a real pet peeve of mine. We kept conceding throw-ins, like when near the box, like when it goes out. Just the amount of times you could just hoof it down the line, and there's a bit where Caliber just passed it out. Stop doing that. Like basically, their only threat the last 20 minutes was long throws. They've got to be told if you're gonna hoof it downfield. Like just hoof it to a place where to the halfway line, or just play one of those channel balls where. I think Delap was on the pitch at that point. Just even if he doesn't get it, just turn it over. Like there's no way with his long throw culture that putting it out is going to be good, right? So it's just something. And they kept doing it about 4 or 5 times. Second half, I was doing my head in. But we got away with it. But that's something they should look at in the analysis, I hope.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think it's a really good spot, actually.
There's one with Chalobah, like he literally. He had no pressure and he just passed it out. I was like apoplectic.
Yeah, he does that a lot, those Chalobah. He's a bit, I don't know, when you've watched someone like Thiago Silva play, it's just watching people do that just infuriates me. Because
it's actually, I know people get very funny about making risky passes back to Sanchez. It's actually less risky to do that. There's so much risk with us with long throws. Like, probably about a 5% chance they're going to score or get a good big chance, but probably 10% to get a decent chance of 5% to score. It's too much risk. Just hoof it. Simple.
Yeah, that's a really good point, actually. I respect that. That's something they should definitely work on.
Yeah.
Some other things to note in this game, which might be worth mentioning, are Enzo Fernandez was playing out on the left wing, left 10.
Yeah.
Bit odd because obviously Palmer was in the 10, and then Neto was actually on the right. He was playing like a wing back, and then Gusto was kind of inverting as a false something 8.
Yeah.
What do you make of that?
Well, Massini said that he presses on the left, but basically when he has the ball, he's mainly in the channel that he's usually in, and Cucurella was really pushing up essentially, right? Cucurella got the assist, so it doesn't look great on paper, but it did enable Cucurella to bomb up. I think he'll probably be included in the template. He was very good in this game. He obviously got the assist for Palmer's third goal. I think it's more of a personnel thing. I think the reason that's happened isn't actually Enzo Fernandez. I think it's Andre Santos. I think he wants Caicedo, Santos, and Fernandez in the same team. And if you're not going to have Enzo in the 10...
And Palmer.
And Palmer, of course. So if you're not going to have Enzo in the 10, you've got to do something else. Now, you've got Estival, and although Estival, I'm not sure Estival will be ready to start. Obviously, he had some personal problems and flew up and down, so I'm not sure he would have been ready to start this game. But Garnacho definitely could have. Could have even had Liam Delap left wing. After his right wing charade against Arsenal, which we don't really want to mention. I think it's a process of that. I think he just wants solidity in the middle.
Yeah.
Is it my favourite? Not really. And maybe, look, he's probably looked at it, and we complain about it a lot in WhatsApp, and we're probably going to talk about Neto later and the wingers. Left wing is our weakest position, right? Probably. So if you negate that and just kind of have a bit of a left 8, left 10, and have a really marauding left wing back, it does kind of cover for it, and you still have that solidity in the middle. So it's not my favourite because, he can't do it all the time. Gittins is out. Gittins sounds like I might be out for the season. His injury sounds bad. He tore his hamstring. So
Yeah, they said 4 weeks, but I can't see that ever being 4 weeks.
hamstring is 6 weeks minimum, right? And then
Yeah,
Gittins seems like the kind of players who even take a couple of weeks or 3 weeks to get up to speed, and then you're looking into April. Is he going to start putting Gittins in like really important games at the end of the season? Probably not.
no.
So yeah. Anyway, obviously Mudrik's out. Well, there's rumours Mudrik might be back next season. I don't know. It might get loaned, whatever. But anyway, it's a bit of an issue. It's not ideal because got Coenda coming in as well, and Palmer can play out there, Neto can play out there. So it's not ideal, but it is an option. And it's Santos. He wants Santos and Caicedo and Fernandes in the team, and that's why it happened, I think.
Yeah, and well, the other thing I was going to mention was Santos went down injured towards the end of the game, and he was subbed off. So obviously, there's a risk that he's injured. That sort of with Reece James, who knows what's going on with him.
Well, actually, if I listened to the presser today, Santos got the all clear. He's fit.
Okay, that's great news.
And Reece
Because that would have
is ill, but he's fit.
yeah, because that would have presented a really interesting situation whether he would have moved Enzo back or tried to find a completely different solution just to keep Enzo in the spot he's in. So yeah. We'll never know.
You look at, there was that chance that Neto missed at the end. That was from Enzo in that left pocket curling balls in. So
I think he had moved to the 10 at that point because Palmer had gone off and Garnacho was on.
That's true. But what do you think about it, the left 10? Obviously, you're not, or left 8.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. I agree. I think there is a chance that because he doesn't trust Gittins obviously is injured, but he doesn't trust Garnacho and he's been poor. I think having Cucurella as almost a wing back and Neto on the other side, I think there's a nice balance to it. Because one's more of a winger and one's more of a left back, and then you get that kind of balance when you transition. But it feels like it worked against Wolves. That's what I can say.
It's interesting to see if he does it against Leeds, actually, whether he goes for 2 wingers. Because I think Palmer will start because he hooked him on. We've got Hull on Friday. I think obviously there'll be mass rotation for that.
Yeah, that'll be the B team.
I assume it'll be who's fit. I mean, even Fofana played the Arsenal game and this game. Like he very rarely.
Yeah.
So, yeah, automatically.
Yeah, let's talk about the players. Let's do temperatures.
Time to see whose form's on top, who's heating up, whose temperature's dropped, who's been playing well and who's not. It's freezing, warming up, boiling hot.
Okay, so in the freezer this week, we've got, drum roll please, Garnacho and Delap.
If mine one's harsh, but I just had to talk about this player.
Well, I think look, I was just going to say the subs really because I thought they were.
Yeah.
Actually, I didn't think Hatter was that bad, but the Delap and Garnacho were dreadful. Let's say it right.
Yeah.
Talk to me about Garnacho.
The thing, I've defended Garnacho a little bit this season. And I know you're not really a fan of Garnacho, and Craig, being Craig, is a bit more of an apologist. He's kind of trying to give him time. I was kind of leaning. He scored a really good goal in Carabag and against Sunderland as well. When he was ticking over, he got 4 goals in the League Cup this year. But that West Ham game, man, and this game. The first thing he does was just lose the ball and then not run back. And then Caicedo has to cover him 40 yards. And Caicedo's Caicedo, so he does it. But you just like, there's been so many, obviously they're very, hyper the way they act. A lot of the Chelsea media, it's like Chelsea social media stuff. But there's a lot of hate towards Garnacho. Well, a lot of dislike towards Garnacho at the moment. And he isn't doing himself any favours, let's put it that way. He basically, I'm not going to go in on the player, but when you bottle in 50-50s, which he is, which I guess he did for United, obviously, we don't really look at his off-the-ball stuff for United that much, obviously, but I wasn't anyway.
Yeah.
But he's bottling 50-50s, he doesn't track back, he doesn't track his runner. If you're not going to do that, kind of like a Hazard, I mean, even Hazard will get stuck in a little bit. If you're going to do that, you've really got to do it at the other end, right? And at the other end, his output's gone down. Fullbacks seem to be working him out. I mean, Wan-Bissaka he's one of the best fullbacks in the league, but I don't know, he was playing right back for Wolves, but he didn't get any joy out of him either second half. Yeah, left wing's a problem. It's just maybe it's the left wing's a freezer. I mean, Gittins is out for the season, basically, effectively. Or if it sounds like it. Garnacho is Garnacho. Mudrik's out. Yeah, I don't like playing Neto at left wing very much. I mean, all our players, even Esteval, is okay at left wing, but he's better right wing. It's just a problem. And Rossinia's probably already. He won't admit it, but Rossinia would have looked at West Ham at home, the 45 minutes, and that wouldn't have gone well for Garnacho in his estimation, right? Like it's just
Yeah.
Well,
I think and the fans as well. But yeah, I agree.
So it's just I don't like to get on players too much, and he was a cheap buy, 30. I think it's 35 million. Is a lot like the lap you're going to talk about. You make money, and then basically as soon as you buy them, like we can sell Garnacho to whoever for like 35, 40 million, and no harm done, like financially. But it is a problem when these players are just passing through and not really doing anything. And like I said, like one of Garnacho or Gittins won't be at the club in 2 years. It's just with Kuenda coming in and Neto can play there. And obviously, there's rumours that Neto might go in the summer. It's just he's just not really up to it. He doesn't look. The squeeze isn't worth the juice or whatever that American phrase is. Do you know what I mean? It's like his application, his effort to the team is not worth his output on the pitch. He's not Eden Hazard. He's not Mo Salah. He's not prime Mo Salah. He's not tracking back. He's just not. He's not that player. He's okay, but Rosinia is just you can tell it's you put your hands to the pump, or you're not in the team. So yeah.
Well, I think look in football there are minimum standards for a top team.
Yeah.
And people getting on Neto. Fine, he hasn't played well last sort of 3 or 4 games, but at least he does. At least he runs. He gets back. He defends. He puts his foot in. You can't say that about Garnacho. You can't. In fact, he's costing players, like you say, Caicedo's having to come across. Like people are actually, and the players feel it as well. I think that's the most annoying thing. The players know that when he's on, it's not going to be good, and they're probably going to end up losing the ball a lot, and it'd be frustrating for them. So he doesn't cover himself in glory. He came with a poor reputation from United and all of his Instagram nonsense. He's not helping himself on the pitch. He doesn't work hard enough. And if he wants to make it at Chelsea, he's going to have to try a lot harder than he is.
I think he tries hard. I just don't think he's ever been coached.
I don't think you can
possibly. He's ever been coached to track back, and he's never been coached. No chance. There's just I know to track back, and I haven't played any sort of standard. It's just basics. You shouldn't be allowed on the pitch. I can't. I'll be honest with you. I wanted him sold after the West Ham game. I thought he should have left the club that night. Should have got rid of him. A lot of fans feel like that. So
yeah, but there's difference between playing badly, missing a chance or whatever, and there's just not even attempting to try.
Yeah,
like that. Like people are running past him. He's just sort of light jog, if that.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. This is the Premier League, not some Mickey Mouse, pre-season tournament. You got to turn up.
Let him go. I mean, I'm sure it's financial, and there's a reason why Amorim iced him. I mean, Amorim's obviously gone now, and he iced Kobbie Mainoo, who's a good player as well, and Kobbie Mainoo's come straight back in. But I don't think. Let's say that Garnacho is still at Manchester United. I don't think he'd be in Michael Carrick's thoughts much. To be honest.
No, he wouldn't. He wouldn't be getting anywhere near their team. Look, he was part of their worst attacking team in a Premier League season. The fewest goals they've ever scored. He was playing. He was in that team. Let's not pretend like he was. We've got a gem from their team. Their best player was Amad Diallo, who was obviously who got injured towards the second half of the season. If we had picked him up, it would have been a completely different story. But he would never have gone for 30 million. Look, I think this translates nicely into Delap, because Delap is someone who clearly tries, but his quality is just really, really poor.
I would agree with that.
And that's and I've got no problem with that, because I don't see Delap getting walking about. He gets about. We know that, but his quality is poor. I mean, some of the passes in this game are crazy bad. No pressure. 10-yard passes that are going 25 yards in the wrong, too far. Yeah. It's madness. The drop off from Pedro to Delap is too big.
It's large, yeah.
It's way too big. And look, they made a mistake in terms of whoever scouted him. Obviously, they were looking for a good deal. I genuinely thought he would do a good job for us, but I got it wrong with him. He's looking way off it. I mean, maybe he'll turn the corner next season, but he needs a lot of coaching.
I think next season is the thing, because this season is basically a wrap for Delap, really. I mean, I'm quite like you can't say that. Well, he's just not going to get, unless we get an injury with João Pedro. Yeah. He's just not going to get the game time. He will play in the FA Cup games. Because you've got to remember, this has been the most like ferocious schedule for us. We had 9 games in January. Now, if you stay in the Champions League, it will still be bad, but it will never be this bad. So the team won't be rotated as much as it has been. Like Hull might be Lee and Delap and Garnacho's last start could be months. And then for young players, they're going to get annoyed. They're going to be talking to their agent. They're going to be out in the summer. Obviously, Delap's got suitors. So I'm not saying he'll go, but I said for a long time.
He should go play like for Coventry or Middlesbrough if they come up. That's the sort of level. I genuinely think that's the sort of level he needs to be at again. Go back down. He didn't make it. Go back down and start again, because he's not up to it.
And people say that it's like injuries, and I don't, even if he's sharp, I just don't think he can put his foot through the ball. But the thing with Delap is there were so many clips of him at Ipswich putting his foot through the ball, smashing it in. I haven't really seen him have a shot in anger for Chelsea.
Well, he had one in this game, didn't he? He actually had a shot on target.
The best shot he's had for Chelsea was the Club World Cup final, where Donnarumma made a great save when it's 3-0. I haven't seen anything of quality from distance or around the box from Delap since, to be honest. His goal against Barcelona was a tap-in, and he scored from basically a second ball from a corner against Fulham. That's his only goals for Chelsea.
I stand by what I said last week. He isn't skillful enough to play for us.
No.
That's the reality. Like, he just isn't skillful enough to play that position.
He is the talisman for West Ham, or like he'd be. Obviously, they've signed that Tati now, so
Yeah, that is actually a good place for him to go. West
Ham or Fulham or something like that. Like if Jimenez, obviously Jimenez is quite old now. He could play Jimenez at Fulham. That'd be a great fit for that. Like they play every week. He'll get 12, 15, and he will get goals, because he's on penalties as well. Not a Chelsea, but another team he'd be on penalties. Good penalty taker. It's the classic. He needs 20, 25 starts in the league, and he's never, ever going to get it in his team. So, and by the way, this is when striker is 9 is as weak it's going to be. Like, there's rumours that Chelsea are in for Alvarez. There's actually solid rumours now. I've got the Strasbourg lad coming in, Imega, and I'm not sure how you say it, but he's
Enciso might be coming as well.
Yeah, so it's just like. You'd even be, to be honest, you'd be paying Palmer false 9 over Delap.
And sorry, I know that Enciso plays in 10, but João Pedro often plays in that position. So to let Delap play, so I don't think that would ever happen if you got another a decent player in there.
There's certain lineups where if you're going to play on the break, you just pay Neto 9, or he tries Lee and Delap, but he's just not there. So they're very similar profiles, Garnacho and Delap, where. They're both 30 million. You'll get your money back and a bit more. Financially, no problem. But when they're taking up minutes in this team, it just isn't really going particularly well.
Yeah, and I think it's a shame, because I think it looks like they were mostly done for financial reasons rather than data-led strategy of quality players, if you know what I mean.
In defence of the board, though, I think it was either Šeško, Gokares, or Delap, and let's be honest. I mean, none of them look great, do they?
Yeah, I agree in that sense, but their whole project is finding gems in other countries or whatever. So I don't know.
Craig often says give me a name. I don't have a name, but I mean Alvarez. I mean, I really like Alvarez. I think Alvarez would be really good for us, especially kind of that false 90 way he plays. But I think he'd be great.
We love starting people 5'4", don't we?
Yeah, but he is. The thing with Alvarez is Premier League experience, and
he is quality player. We know that.
He's played at the Bernabeu and scored bangers. I mean, Lee and Delap just played for Ipswich for a year. It's just they're different planets, to be honest. In terms of just He's plug and play Alvarez, basically.
Yeah, and it's like you're heading more towards a title with Alvarez than you are with Delap and Pedro, aren't you?
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
look, let's move on from those guys who stunk the place up. Let's talk about something a bit more fruity. Warming up, we've got you had Santos, and I had Neto.
Yeah.
We'll do Santos first, and I'll talk about Neto because there's obviously a lot of stuff about Neto.
Yeah, I thought Santos was good in this game. The Gusto chance was his really nice ball, first time ball through.
Oh yeah, that was amazing.
91% accurate passes in this game. Only 4 defensive contributions. Caicedo had 20. We talked about him. But 4 out of 6 round Jules won. It's very solid in there. And Craig calls in the Brazilian Gallagher, but he's got some more quality than Conor Gallagher. He's a good player, and it's just like I said. Every time a manager changes, there's a player that will benefit, and it's Santos, isn't it? He wasn't really getting much of a look in under Maresca for whatever reason. Obviously, it doesn't take a genius that when you've got your Formula manager at Strasbourg coming in, it's going to be good for you. I think it's been fairly good for the team. It's not been negative for the team. Obviously, the results have been good. The only team we've lost to under Rossini was Arsenal. We lost both legs, and we had selection issues in that game. We actually, in that tie, there was a lot of problems. Esteval had to go home. Like Gittins and Delap should have played that first leg, and they were ill. Like that first leg team we put out, we had to play Gu up front. I mean, it was poor. So, not saying we would have beat them, but the results have obviously been good, and the control's been there. So, yeah, I think Santos has been good. Nothing spectacular, but 7-8 out of 10. And it's just good to have another midfielder in there. Like, it's good to know that you can maybe rest like Fernandes, because Fernandes, I mean, he's a machine. He's a bit like the Fernandes at United, who basically just plays week in, week out, right? Like, just every minute. Like, Enzo Fernandez is just playing football all the time.
Football Fernandes,
it means that he'll have dips in form, but it means we can rest him, because obviously you can't rely on Lavia's minute, obviously, and Asugo. So Santos, I mean, it looked like a bad one for Santos, and apparently he's fine. You just need robust players in there. You need players who can play 3 games a week. So yeah, I rate Santos. I think he'll start against Leeds, and I've got no problem with that. I think he's gone from playing in the cups to being pretty much in the first, at least the first 15, right? Maybe not the first 11, but the first 15 or 12 or 15 in the club, probably 14. So yeah, I think he's done well.
You don't want him sold anymore, then?
No, oh yeah, I was digging him up. I'll tell you what.
Apology.
Him advanced is awful. He's really bad advanced.
Oh my god, he played one of the best passes of the game.
Yeah, but that's him in the pocket.
Oh, come on. Look, there's more to come from Santos. I think
you're running as being Palmer and having the ball than having a one-touch pass. Like
that's not his job. He's not running down the wing.
Yeah, but every time he's played advanced, he's looked at, like a fish out of water, basically. And he even said that he feels better in the pitch.
Yeah, of course he does. Everyone would.
I think he could play
there's less pressure on you.
I think you're playing an 8, but playing as an 8 for Chelsea is actually very complicated because it's a very fluid role, isn't it? Like, Fernandes has to think about a lot of things, right? Like, he has to, like, it's not just you're the Lampard 8, like you've box crashing. And there's no, the game's evolved where when you're playing an 8/10, it's just so much more to think about. And as a 6, it is just simpler. I think you can just sit, you can be the shield for the defence. Caicedo can push up a bit. But no, he's good. He's solid. He's like Gallagher a little bit. He's solid. Like he's a bit of a warrior in there, and it helps Caicedo out.
Yeah, I like Santos. I was sort of saying he should have been starting at the beginning of the season. It's nice that people can see his quality now. I think he was overlooked too much at the beginning with Maresca because he had a very specific way of playing. But I really like watching him and Caicedo. I think if we think back to Villa away, I can't remember if this was Maresca or not. I think it was maybe very early Maresca. But basically, like Enzo and Caicedo in that game played really closely together. Villa away, I can't remember when it was, and it was excellent. And what I'm seeing here from Caicedo and Santos is they're never too far away from each other, They kind of operate like a little two, especially on the ball. And Santos is really, really good on the ball with his first time passing. His awareness is a very, very high level for his age, which is great. So he can cope with, knowing where people are before he has the ball. Therefore, he can play the one-touch passing. So he suits playing with Fernandes and Caicedo and Palmer, because he can play at that level, which is great. And he'll get better. There's a few passes that he plays. His long balls aren't the best, I've noticed. So he does need to work on that. But lots to like about him. Lots to like about his game. He will get better. And I think my prediction still remains the same. That I think he will deliver in the final third for us as his time at Chelsea goes on. It's just about getting a bit more confident to do that. And also when the stakes become a bit higher, he might be forced to move up. And then, I think people will see. I think he's done some good stuff for us there. We just got to wait for it to come through. I'm excited to see that.
Yeah.
Neto.
You start, mate.
Right. It's very, very popular to dislike Neto. And
Well,
I
you read
really...
an article today, did you? Was it by Kieran? What's his name?
Yeah, there was an article today that was written, and it was... Who was it by? Kieran Gill, yeah. And basically he was like, there's loads of online hate for Neto. And look, Neto wasn't playing well. But if you think Neto in this game was playing badly, you haven't watched the game or you have an agenda, because he was fantastic in this game.
I think fantastic's a bit of a stretch, Chris.
He turned the whole game for us basically with one move. The nutmeg, the sort of, the turn on Bueno, to then get the ball through, because we were, like I said, first 12 minutes we were dead in the game. He basically turned the whole game around and he crossed the ball in, and then we got the penalty. His movement and skill for the third goal, also really impressive. And look, and then, once the game's won, he had a chance at the end. He didn't score. I'm not going to get him too much. He picked the wrong finish, but I thought he was excellent in the game. Look, you have to give him credit when he plays well as well. And I think people are too quick to, when he does play well, which he did in this game, is to then say, oh, well, he missed a chance, therefore he played badly. And I don't. And look, there were a few chances in the game where he made the wrong decision. And look, loads of people did. Enzo did. Palmer did as well. So it's a tough game out there. I thought he was really good. It's really hard to see people criticising him when you watch the game, and I'm kind of waiting for him to be terrible. And then, he isn't that bad in the game at all. He was really good. And then, you watch Delap and Garnacho come on, who were really bad, losing balls, giving the ball away, and there's nothing for them. So, yeah, the backlash is too much for me. It's very Sanchez-like. I don't think people appreciate what else he's doing on the pitch. His defensive work in this game is outstanding. And also his pressing's insane. Like, the amount of times he's sprinting to, push up on the Wolves' centre-backs and goalkeepers, especially, corners. He's sort of run the whole pitch. I mean, people are just oblivious to some of this stuff, I think. And I hope he gets a goal, because I think that might help. But his contribution in this game was as good as anyone. So I thought it's good to see him back to that level, although it was Wolves. But it's a good game for his confidence.
I think with Neto, the main reason he was better in this game is because he went back to right wing. At right wing, he's a lot more comfortable. My main issue with Neto is when he plays it. When Neto plays left wing, he's close to unplayable for me. He is poor on the left wing. This was his highest.
What to do, does he?
This is his highest XGI in ages. XGI is XG and XA assist combined. It's his highest in ages. The problem for Neto is his productivity is basically just gone down. Well, down the toilet basically. He's got one open play assist in 900 minutes. It's just when you're not playing well and not performance don't always looking good on the eye. He missed a massive chance of City away as well. That was a massive chance. He missed a massive chance in this game. He needs some goals and assists to get the heat of him.
The City game was back in 4th of January.
But it's still, when you've got one open player, when you've got one open player assist,
he scored since then, hasn't he?
Yeah, no, not in the league. No.
Oh, he scored against Charlton, didn't he? Yeah. He got an assist against Arsenal.
He's ticking over in the League Cup and the FA Cup, but he got a goal against Cardiff as well. But in the league, he's got one open play assist. He's got 2 assists, one from a corner, basically one from a corner on FPL, and one open play assist, which was the Gusto goal against Everton. Very good assist. When Gusto scored and he chopped it in, and he should have had an assist where Garnacho missed an open goal basically against Brentford. So fair enough. I mean, he should have had a goal. He should have had an assist there. But his goal, the problem with Neto is the goal threat is just gone, and this is always what he's been a little bit like in his career. He had a bit of a green patch at the start of the season, and he was getting loads of goals, and I thought, right, he's turned a corner, but now it's regressed. So, look, he's got 5 goals, 4 assists, and you might think that's good enough. For me, it's got to be a bit better. Like and that's not just for Neto as well. It's got to be better in general. He's got a goal or assist every 220 minutes. It needs to be down near 170, 175 for elite wingers, really, in this league. So, yeah.
One thing I'd say to that is, the season isn't over. I think you're allowed to go through a patch of playing poorly if you've got the numbers to back it up, which I think he does.
This season, generally, last season he didn't know, did he?
Yeah, look. Well, last season he'd just been signed, and it was a different style of game. Yeah, I'll give him a little bit of a grace period. But I think this season, Club World Cup, he was excellent. Beginning of the season, he started like a house on fire. Look, he's going for a bit of a dip. He's played well in the last game.
The main dip is because he's being used left wing. So I feel sorry for him in that sense. When he plays right wing, he plays better.
Also, he's playing right wing. He's playing left wing back and right wing back. He's just crazy.
But I think the people who say he could be sold, he's 25, 26. I don't think he should necessarily be sold, but it's. If you're going to get 60 million for him from Saudi or some, I mean, I don't think we all say Saudi because we assume that would be the only bid.
If we're interested in making money, you should just sell Palmer.
Yeah, but Palmer's different level.
But do you know what I mean? What's the objective here? Is it to accumulate good players? Like Esteval is not ready to play yet. Let's be absolutely clear on that. Is he a great prospect? Yeah, he's probably one of the best we've ever seen. But he can't turn out for 90 minutes Monday, Sunday, Wednesday, Saturday. And dish out performances.
It's almost like Delap a little bit, where he's almost falling back on his work rate a bit. Neto, the quality is just not there.
No.
The thing is, even that cross he saved for the penalty, João Pedro wins the penalty. I know he turns Breno over.
Yeah, but he's been told to cross the ball to the back post. He was doing it the whole game.
And it gets deflected, and then João Pedro is so clever, and he wins the penalty. It's like
but what my point is on that goal is we didn't have the ball for 12 minutes until he actually did something, and usually that would have been Palmer. I'm not a big fan of it. I'm watching the game. I'm like, Palmer usually is the guy that you go to like turn the game around. He was absent in this game, basically until the penalty.
He wasn't in my warming up, but he was like that is the best game that Neto's had for a while. And he needs to keep it up.
Look, I'm not saying he was great in the games before that.
I'm sorry, he is awful at left wing though.
Yeah, but that's not his. That's like saying Caicedo's crap at right back. It's like, well, that's not his position. It's silly.
But as a winger, you've got to be.
João Pedro's not great at 10.
He's pretty good.
That's not his position either, is it? Like, I don't know. It's just like judging someone in their wrong spot. What I would say about Neto is it gives a lot to the team. I just think if you're looking at people to get on the back of, I wouldn't be getting on Neto. It's weird. Like, there's so many bad players in this team, in the squad, I should say.
His quality recently, he has had some stinkers recently, Chris.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
He's been bad in front of goal. I mean, he scored a goal against Leeds. I mean, the consolation goal when we lost 3-1. What date was it?
It wasn't a consolation goal. I'm still not having that.
Okay, right. Okay, in the game that we lost, right, whatever.
Yeah.
So that was early December. He's got a lot of games where the XGI is very low and he hasn't really been involved. Like, Look, he was bad. I mean, the whole team, the attack was bad, and he was one of the worst during December and parts of January. Just he had an awful December letter, really, really
Yeah, he
bad.
did. Yeah, look,
And he just,
he's not been playing well, but he can play well. And look, I know. Look, we can add all the penalties in we want. Palmer's now got 7 goals, but actually he's got 3 goals from open play. Palmer.
Yeah.
So Neto is still third in goals from open play, and he's third in assists for us. So he's third. He's got 8 goals and assists, if you include penalties. And I just think you're allowed to have a poor game if you're
in half the minutes. Palmer's had half the minute. Palmer's had half the minute, so.
Yeah, well, that's not his fault, is it?
It's not, yeah, but I don't think you can compare Pedro Neto to Palmer. I think they're different players.
But my point is that he's third in GA. He hasn't played well. That's fine. But, he's not exactly not delivered. That's my thing. It's like...
Look, if we keep him, I think Pedro. I know you said he has. I think Pedro Neto is what he's going to be. I know I don't see him in 2 years being a lot better.
But you don't need him to be a lot better. You just need him to be surrounded by
Craig,
even better players.
He's good, but
he's top of big chances created.
Yeah. Sorry.
He's top of big chances created. He's top of expected assists. He's second in chances created. Like, what? I don't know what people are looking for. I genuinely don't know.
Yeah, a lot of that will be early season, won't it?
Yeah, but it is a season, isn't it? And the reason we've got this amount of points.
Okay, you say that, but there's other players like Garnacho who have I mean, Garnacho is different, but there's other players in the team who have stinkers, and we're like, right, they've got to go. Neto's not immune to that.
No, he's not immune, but he's not showing the numbers to put that. Did he perform poorly in 4 games? Yeah. Who hasn't this season?
I think it was more than that. But look, I knew him going to right wing would improve him, and it instantly improved him. So yeah, if you get 60 million from the summer, would I be tempted? Yes, I would. I mean, I'm not going to lie about that. Like, if I was a director of football and we got 60 million for Neto bid, I would think about it.
Yeah, of course, because they're interested in making money. But I think if you want to improve the team,
I think just from a market perspective, from the money we would get from that, I don't think it would be a bad sell.
What market are we living in where you're going to win the league with 21-year-olds?
Well, I think the issue is I don't think we're going to win the league with Neto personally.
But we can't win the league with some like Quenda, who's how was he 20, 21?
Yeah, and I agree. You need to have your Williams and your Pedros, and he is a bit like that Neto, where he's a bit of a workhorse. He isn't. His goals and assists won't always be up there, but he'll be decent. But it's just his performances recently have been very poor. So I hope he improves. He was better in this game.
Yeah, he was better in this game. Right, let's talk about boiling hot. And we had Cucurella and Caicedo. Right. Also, shout out to Palmer. Obviously,
we love hanging with Palmer.
Quickly on Palmer, I actually don't think he was particularly great in the second half. I know he came off 60, but he's a bit injured. But
poor, really.
Yeah, without the penalties, it might have been a different story for him. But I'm glad he got the open play goal.
It was a great finish for the third goal. Very.
We've seen him miss that recently this season as well.
It's a very good finish to keep it down. And yeah, I mean, Cole is. I mean, I say stats I know we got penalties here, but 3 first half hat tricks to 23. I mean, you've never seen that at the club. He's already 8th on the Chelsea highest scorers. No one talks about how many penalties Frank Lampard get. 80. A lot, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Look,
still got to score him. You still got to score him.
Yeah, no one's talking to Lampard. Oh, by the way, you've only got.
Well, people do say that about Lampard. To be fair,
yeah, but if he's getting interviewed, it's the narrative around Frank Lampard isn't. You only got 120 open play goals though. I mean, it's just Palmer he's so young. The ability is there. The interview after the game was actually quite sad because he's clearly struggling with the injury. It's getting him down a lot. He wants to be fit and he can't be fit, and he might need surgery. Obviously, he's got the World Cup. It might be if he doesn't make the World Cup squad, that might be good for him. But I think if he shows any form, he will make it because Foden's dipped as well now. But
he needs the penalties, Palmer, as well for his confidence.
I think he's confident. I think he's
Nah,
confident.
I don't think so. Like,
I actually think-
if Chalobah was our penalty taker, he'd be on
I actually think
7
with
goals.
Cole, sometimes it's just about trying the easy pass. He's ridiculously confident. He's never lost his confidence. He's just lost his edge.
That season where Jorginho was our penalty taker, I mean, he ended up being top goal scorer.
Yeah, but Palmer's.
I'm not saying that he wouldn't be the top goal scorer, Palmer, but it's that kind of thing where I think it's good that he's on penalties for his confidence as well.
Makes him our best attacker. He's in the big games. He's there. Not at the moment, but Club World Cup. That's why, wasn't a penalty.
But I like him on penalties because
it wasn't a penalty in that game, and that was a long time ago. But when Cole is fit and he's firing, he is world class, and there's no doubt about that.
Yeah, he's not fit. I think that's clear for me.
And by the way, he won't be fit this season. That's clear. Like they'll manage him all season,
but he's got to turn up to the World Cup.
And then he'll go World Cup. He won't play much in the World Cup, though. He'll play a bit. Like he won't start every game in the World Cup. They just won't do that. So just, probably be Rodgers by the look of it. So just, Palm will go, I think, but it'll just be a squad player, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Kyle Palmer would probably move. I mean, Caicedo in this game. I mean, he was unreal. The reason I wanted to put Caicedo in is he's had a tiny dip recently where he's just, had a few games where he's been good but not great. He was absolutely unreal in this game.
Yeah.
20 defensive contributions. 21 he's gone up actually.
7 tackles is obscene.
21 defensive contributions.
Yeah.
He's got, I'll have a look here. He's got, what's the stats here? So two chances created, 1 big chance created, 21 defensive contributions, like I said, contributions, 7 passes into the final third, 7 tackles, 8 recoveries, 8 out of 11 ground duels won. I mean, ridiculous. Dispossessed 0 times. I mean, is Rice come outside? I'm sorry. He's better than Rice. He's unbelievable. Man.
He's different players. Look, let's be clear. He's a different player to Rice. There was a moment in time, by the way, where Chelsea could have signed Rice.
I genuinely don't think he's that much worse on the ball than Rice.
No, but it's... but Rice is a completely different player.
He's got a better shot. His shot.
No, I don't agree with that. I think Rice is a completely different player. Yeah, look, I'm not saying he can't shoot. I'm saying that Rice is a better shot than him. I still think he's got much more power behind his shot.
Rice can't shoot if he's instead. Rice can curl it.
He's a curler.
Rice has got the Hudson-Odoi techers. Yeah, he can curl it in.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Real ability, by the way, and we've all played football is when you dig it out properly. Like you. Yeah. Rice can curl it that Real Madrid free kick. Caicedo's Liverpool goal this season is a much better goal than Rice's free kick because Rice's free kick is repeatable action on the training, right? You can do that over and over.
Imagine if they'd signed Rice instead of Fernandes.
Well, maybe they wouldn't, but
that was the choice. So it's interesting that we could have had both of them, but in the end, it wasn't to be. But I think Rice is a different player. He's much more attacking than Caicedo.
You never want to I don't like it when you compare him to best two midfielders and the defensive midfielders in the league and saying which one. They're both excellent. I don't want.
Rice is not a DM.
He is basically.
It's because he's good at tackling people.
He will now be again. Now Havertz is back and stuff. He will go back again. Like he will. He'll revert to that. And when he gets older, he won't go up and down anymore, Rice. So he will basically be a CMDM most of his career now. Like he will. So
I agree with that. That I think the longer he goes on, the more he'll sit back for sure.
They are comparable, and Caicedo is just absolutely ridiculous. He just gets tackles that even Kante wouldn't get sometimes. He's unbelievable. And it's a little bit like Parma, under Pochettino. You'll appreciate it so much more when they retire. Does that make sense? It's just when you actually think about Caicedo, when his Chelsea career, when he eventually finishes, and hopefully just stays for his whole career, he is unbelievable. We're witnessing elite stuff, wonderful stuff. And honestly, it's a pleasure watching him play. I'm going to the game tomorrow, and I can't wait to watch Caicedo live because he is literally a pleasure to watch. I mean, he's unbelievable. So yeah,
he's getting to 25, mate. I know you like to sell them when they get a bit old.
He's in the 150 crew. I mean, him and Palmer
we're going to talk about Cucurella.
Yeah, he's good in this game.
I thought he's really good. Yeah, he's had a couple of really good games actually. Cucurella.
It's good timing because he hasn't had a great season, Mark, to usual standards in general. but he is warming up nicely, so that's good.
Yeah, and obviously the assist for the third goal, and he just is a different role for him in this game. He was kind of left wing back, a lot of pressure when you're playing that position to be really good on the to be able to go past people. I thought he did a really good job. I think he's underrated in the final third. I think he's very,
he's not bad. He's
very
not bad.
talented with his decision making as well. But yeah, he just needs to we know how good he is. Good career. So no, he's getting a bit old as well. He's 27, so please don't sell him either. I know these guys love to. You never know with these guys.
He's 27 now. Wow.
Yeah.
See, it's good. You are getting players who are around their prime, getting into their prime in the team. That's amazing.
You say that, but Santos is 21. Yeah. Palmer's 23. Gusto's 22. Our average age is still too low, I think. It's 20. It's 25.
You've got the old one.
Years. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do any other mentions, I guess, in the game.
No, I think that was a wrap.
Yeah. Okay. Then let's go around the grounds.
Yeah. Nice.
See what's happening everywhere else. Start the music, please.
Dun, dun, dun.
Leeds 3, Nottingham Forest 1.
I mean, famous last words before they come and play us away, but Leeds' home form, I said back in the summer, that's the one that'll keep them up. They're 22 out of their 29 points at home, and Forest, I mean, they're always busy, and I can't remember the name of their striker who scored. They've always got new players, they've got more players than us, they've always got loads of players.
Luca.
They need to get a settled 15 Forest and just stick with it, but anyway, that's their problem. They're looking iffy for us, because West Ham looking good, we'll look at that later, but Forest might be in trouble.
Yeah, it's a big win in the title race, in the relegation race, and I thought Leeds were good value. Like I said, at home, only one game away from home, which was Wolves.
Yeah, I think Leeds. I think you can safely say Leeds are up now. I mean,
I don't think you can safely say that. There's so many games to play. If Calvert-Lewin gets his leg broke, and he could go down injured. Calvert-Lewin.
Are West Ham going to make up 6 points on Leeds? You know, probably 7 actually, because they've got a worse goal difference. I'm not sure about that.
They've got to play. Some of them have got to play each other. Oh, there's so many games left.
I think they're a very good spot, Leeds.
You just don't know in football when you're down the bottom. Man United 2, Tottenham Hotspur 0.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the Romero red card changes the game. Bit of a liability. Obviously, that's in the. Thomas Frank wasn't aware that he gets red.
Saw that, yeah.
I mean, having Rosenia, who's like so sharp. I mean, I know people call Rosenia like David Brent, but he's so sharp in presses. Like, he just knows what they're going to ask him. He's smart. Frank, imagine we had Frank, because he was a second choice after Maresca.
Oh my goodness, he seems so like clueless, doesn't he?
He's so gormless and just like like that Arsenal Cup thing or whatever it was. Like when you look at it and go, I throw it away immediately. Like just anyway. I mean, obviously United look a lot better under Carrick. I don't know whether they're getting the contract or not, but the thing with United is when you put Bruno Fernandes in the 10, and they've actually got better attackers now, they do look potent. So yeah.
Yep, I always say goals will get you in the top 4.
Yeah.
And Tottenham are in the relegation battle, as far as I'm concerned.
Maybe.
Bournemouth 1, Aston Villa 1.
Yeah, I mean the Villa XG decline continues. They're slowly, their results are getting worse. I mean, they should have been beaten in this game. They're lucky to get a point in this game. I mean, Rodgers is obviously very nice Sancho assist. An excellent goal from Morgan Rodgers. They've got quality Villa, but they're already starting to regress, and I do think we'll catch Villa.
You never know.
I mean, we're only 4 points now. I mean, it's...
Yeah, I've always said the fixtures for Chelsea change dramatically.
I actually don't think the fixtures after Burnley are as bad as people. Obviously, Arsenal away is terrible, but like
Arsenal away and Villa away.
I don't think Villa away at the moment. We can beat them. Newcastle.
Well, but what my point is, they're not like games that people are expecting us to win.
Newcastle at home. Newcastle at home is not a tough game at the moment.
But they're a team that have the capability. If everyone was fit,
an excellent run. It's like, okay, we've got.
They've got a lot of injuries.
Yeah,
But if everyone's fit in their team, they are capable of beating us, aren't they?
Of course they are, but I think we can go to Arsenal and get a point.
I don't think Wolves with their first 11 shouldn't be capable of beating us. That would be my point.
Yeah, I just think you look at those fixtures. I think people are just, I know you a little bit, just like, oh, like Merson was like, it's like the worst set of fixtures ever. I say it's not. We'll be okay. I think. I
think it's going from like it's the draws that become and then the losses. You know, people haven't seen us really get beaten with Rosinha yet. What does that even mean? What's that going to look like? We'll see. Arsenal 3, Sunderland 0.
My vote for this before the City game was the slow boring the slow boring title race charges on, but yeah, they might get a bit funny now. I think there is another twist somewhere. I just think Arsenal got 3 away games and then us at home. Now that if they can get through that patch, if they can just win all them, they'll do it. Yeah. But they've got Brentford away, Spurs away, and Wolves away. I mean, not all different. Brentford away is very tough, obviously. But and then us at home. If they get 10 points out of 12 points, they'll make it. But I'm telling you, like City's games are good now.
Like, City's games are good now.
Like Arsenal. I'm telling you, man, like, you know, it's like a runner when you're leading the 400-metre race and you just get a bit leggy in the straight. Like, I can just see something happening. We'll see. Yeah.
Their XG in this game wasn't that high. I mean, Garkera's got like 0.6 at the end, but otherwise it was like 0.7.
And like Havertz coming back for them. They've got a lot of players that maybe can give them second half of the season push, so they'll probably make it. But I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, wouldn't be hanging your hat on Havertz. Burnley 0, West Ham 2.
I mean, Somerville looks on fire.
Yeah.
Chelsea might be sniffing him around him at left wing, I think.
He was good. He was good last season.
Great goal. Great goal. Stamford Bridge as well. Yeah. I mean, Burnley. Burnley couldn't do Dyche a favour, obviously, because Burnley. He would have wanted his old club to beat West Ham, but I mean, obviously Burnley are down now. But Burnley have got that thing where they were trying for a bit and they're already thinking about next season, right? So. Yeah, they'll be the wicked boys. I actually think Wolves have been better than Burnley, actually. I think Burnley they've drawn a lot of games that, they should have lost. They're lowest by distance on the expected points. They've got 16 expected points, which is where they are. The next is lowest is 24 with Wolves, which is brutal for Wolves, obviously. They're easily the worst team in the league, Burnley.
Yeah, I agreed. Yeah, and they were poor in this game. And, we've got them on Saturday. Expect at home, so should be putting them to
next Saturday. FA Cup first, mate.
Yeah, next Saturday. Yeah. Fulham 1, Everton 2.
Yeah, Fulham are very unlucky in this game. Got some good attackers now, Fulham. Chukwueze, Kevin.
Chukwueze looks really good, doesn't he?
Yeah, they bought Oscar Bob. They've obviously got Smith Rowe there, Jimenez, Wilson. Yeah, I mean, but you can't avoid Kieran Dewsbury Hall at Everton. He's inevitable. And just does it. FPL legend, you get loads of points for everyone. I'm really happy for Keenan, so good for him.
Yeah, I didn't like him playing out of position at Chelsea. I really like him in this role.
I'll tell you what, really good comparison for Dewsbury Hall is Delap, right? Just came up, didn't work.
But he's playing like next to Caicedo at Chelsea.
No, he was never Chelsea level, man.
No, I'm not saying it. Yeah, but he was Palmer's backup.
You said there's clip of you saying Dewsbury Hall can't handle basic passing, which is a problem for him.
he did struggle. He struggled in a few games, but
he was trash at Chelsea. Let's be honest, he was awful.
He wasn't that bad. He wasn't that bad.
Good for him. Really happy for him.
Yeah, it is good for him. Newcastle 2, Brentford 3.
I think the Wolves are coming off of Newcastle a little bit. I think the Isak thing. I think the Isak deal went badly for both Newcastle and Liverpool. To be honest, I mean, it's like you've lost Isak, and Liverpool have got Isak, and it hasn't really worked out at all so far. And the thing of Newcastle is, if they start not winning their home games, their away form is so bad at the moment. Like you can tell there's almost like a pressure, like we have to win the home games because we're not winning the away ones. You've got to give Brentford props. I mean, Brentford, they're like the Forest of this season, but they actually deserve to be like 7th. They're like really close to us in expected points. They're basically 7th, I think, 7th or 8th in the expected points totals. they are where they should be, and they could easily make Conference League next year. Obviously, that'd be massive for them.
Yeah, that would be huge.
Maybe even Europa League.
Huh? Sorry?
Maybe even they might get sixth. Like, look at Liverpool. So they actually might get.
Yeah, well, maybe. Tougher games to come for them potentially, but this is a big win for them. And like I say, Newcastle at home, fairly good. I think they're going to have to look at a new manager next season. This is a really good example of why selling Isak for a lot of money isn't worth it.
I do look at them and I do think, well, maybe our model is good because we wouldn't even dream of buying Whistler for like 60. Like,
I mean, that's crazy, isn't it?
And like Jacob Ramsey for 40, like that's the stuff that we would never even, the foreign directors wouldn't even dream of. So it's like, you can criticise the Chelsea model a lot, and there are a lot of flaws in the Chelsea model. I agree. Like there's a bit of too much turnover and flipping players, and there's too much priority in gathering, accumulating assets and but we're not buying. They didn't get Šeško, so they just panicked and got Wissa. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Well, Voltemar was 80 mil. Look, he's been all right.
He's looked okay though, to be fair.
Yeah, Elanga, I mean, he's been dreadful.
Why buy Voltemar and Wissa? I think they've got that young lad Asula as well there. He's all right.
Yeah.
Very odd.
Isak, 120 million pocketed and wasted, and now it looks like they're going to miss out on that 100 mil from the Champions League. So, yeah, I think there's could be a bit of an exodus. I'd be surprised if Bruno G stays there next season as well. I think he's gone. Brighton 0, Palace 1.
Yeah, the old M23 or A23 derby. Run of the yeah. They hate each other, by the way. I've spoken to Palace fans.
No, I know, yeah. I grew up around there.
They hate Brighton fans more than me. Big win for Palace. I think, Matessa has got a knee injury now. I think he'll be out. I think he won't be out. They're just a bit of refresh. They've got Strand Larsen in. They've got Nunes back. They know Gersner's leaving, so that saga's over. I think they might kick on a bit, Palace. They have still got good players, and I don't know, Brighton, man. They're okay, Brighton, but they draw too many games they should win, and they lose too many games they should draw. It's just not a very good recipe for a football club, really. So they're okay, but that's it.
Yeah, I was really impressed with Maxen Lacroix at centre back for Palace. Yeah, I think he's really good.
I think Strand Larsen's a good pick-up for them. I know he's a lot of money, but decent pick-up, can run the channels, works hard. You've got Sarr running off him. I think Palace. I think as long as they get a decent manager next season, I even quite like that Pino they've got. They've got some decent players. Like as long as they get a good manager, I think they'll be alright next season.
Yeah, it's going to be pivotal. Right, we'll finish with the funniest game of the season, maybe. Liverpool 1, Man City 2.
I mean, you're just thinking, it's done, right? Like, it's just, Gary Neville at 81 minutes was like, City, you're going to show something. I was like, they're going to show nothing here. And I was actually, Bernardo Silva was a wonderful player. But a lot of what he does is there's no goal for it. But he actually got a goal. Like, he just, so much of what he does, he's a magical player, but so much of it is just about control and keeping the ball and stuff like that. But I think sometimes they should play Semenyo and then someone else the other side, like Doku, that have more threat for Haaland. But I mean, what a moment! And I like Haaland. Like he's got a lot of personality. Haaland speaks his mind. Obviously, a really really good striker, and I wanted him to score obviously for the title race, but just wanted him to score anyway. It's a very good result for us, by the way.
Oh, yeah. I mean, look, some crazy moments in this game. I mean, the Szoboszlai free kick was absolutely insane. Silva's goal was great. And then everyone's getting on Sanchez, yeah? What about Alisson for the...
Alisson's falling off.
Yeah.
I mean, when you look at Liverpool, it's like a dying dynasty a little bit. Like Van Dijk is slipping off a little bit. I mean, Salah with no comment. I mean, Salah was awful again. All Salah seems to have left is that outside of the boot assist he does, which he's absolutely elite at. And then everything else, he says it's gone at the moment.
Salah's got to do the wash thing now of he should just go play centre forward for someone.
They're clearly in transition where they've got that. What's that goalkeeper he played against us? I can't remember his name. He nearly saved that Caicedo. What's his name? But he's really good. They just need to get Alisson out. I mean, not out, but
Mamardashvili.
Yeah, Mamardashvili, like phase Alisson out, phase Van Dijk out, phase Salah out, and start again, right? Because you had your dynasty, and now, or not your dynasty, but you had your, Trent's gone, Robertson's are going to go, etc., etc. You know, or the midfield three, got Henderson, when all of them, you need Verts. They need to start again. They need to buy some centre backs, and they bought Jacko, didn't they? So that would be him. But they need to buy a new midfielder, etc., etc.
Yeah, more money. I'm sure Carragher will like that. Last point. Should the goal have stood for Jerky at the end?
To be fair.
By the letter of the law, it shouldn't. But
can you? I was thinking, can you send him off and it's still a goal?
I think Szoboszlai should never have pulled him back, obviously, because he knows that it's a red card. Yeah, it's also completely unnecessary because it was like the last kick of the game. What was interesting was, I think if Arlen was originally pulled back, he was almost certainly going to score. I think you can almost say that with fairly big confidence.
Oh yeah, he was gone.
Because he was going to score, and then they both pulled each other. Should they have just said? Craig made a good point on WhatsApp. Like, you should be able to just like decline the VAR. just take the goal and you can keep.
No. Well, that's what Gary Neville was saying, wasn't it? We got robbed of a moment.
It was a bit of a playground moment, wasn't it?
I mean, Shirky, what a winger. I mean, unbelievable player. I can't believe he didn't put it in the first. I mean, Shirky's the actual villain here. If he just actually put it with the ball and the score.
Well, he should have passed it to Haaland. His shot was horrendous.
Yeah. But no, look, I think it's pretty obvious in this pod we don't really want Arsenal in the league. So, but it's good for the league, you know. It's you don't want whoever's in the title race, except it's us next year, hopefully, and we're 15 points clear and no one gets us. But like, you never want it to be dead, like in March, right, or whatever. You want it to be fairly to the wire, and look, it keeps it interesting. You know, Arsenal got 3 away games coming up, and then us at home got Champions League still. Let's see if they can do it.
Yeah, and look, by the letter of the law, the goal shouldn't have stood. Right, let's talk about the next game quickly, which is Leeds at home tomorrow night, Tuesday night.
Yeah.
Give me your prediction for that one.
Oh, difficult. I think it's been a tough game. I think Leeds, they'll be up for it, but obviously their away record is quite poor compared to just looking at their away record. Yeah, they're 18th in the they've got their away record is poor, to be honest. They've got played 12, won 1, drew 4, lost 7. Only scored 12 goals away. Only a goal. They've only scored a goal a game away from home and conceded 2 goals a game away from home. I'm going to go 3-1 Chelsea. I think you've got to be confident at the moment. I think you've got to back a win. I think we'll play a pretty much full strength side. I think Reece and Palmer will start. I think Santos will start. I think he's recovered by the sound of it. I think we'll be okay.
Yeah, I'm a bit more worried about centre back with Fofana likely not playing.
I'm telling you, Fofana might make it. He won't.
He won't play him. 100%. He can't. I don't think he'd be allowed to play him. We saw this last week in exactly the same game.
It was a very low intensity game, that Wolves game. He might be all right.
It'll be the same team that played. Who did we play last week? Arsenal, right?
That'd be Brady Shield, right?
It'd be exactly the same guys as who played last week. So Hato, Chalobah, Fofana, not Fofana, Badiashile.
Cucurella plays game, definitely.
Cucurella also played that game.
Cucurella, I think the team will be Sanchez, Cucurella. I'm not sure what he'll do in midfield.
I think he'll play Hato at left centre back with Chalobah and Reece James. And then Cucurella and Gusto at wing back with the 3 that he likes in midfield.
Calvert-Lewin, right? He'll probably play Bradley Shield to try. I'm not that he's that good, but they'll play high to try and deal with Calvert-Lewin.
I think he's fed up with him.
I don't know about that. I think
otherwise he would have played against Arsenal, wouldn't he?
I think Twitter are fed up with him, but no, that's because Fofana started, right? So Fofana and Trevor they've preferred to.
No, but he played Hato ahead of him.
No, at left back.
No. So in the Arsenal game, he played Cucurella at left wing back and Hato at left centre back.
Oh, right, yeah.
And Chalobah and Fofana next to him.
Look at that. Yeah, that's the thing. I think Palmer will play 10. I think it'd be a very similar team, actually. I think Reece James will come in for Gusto, which I'm very happy about.
Yeah. We didn't talk about Gusto, but he wasn't good in the game either. He was losing the ball a lot. Yeah, look, I think it will be a similar score. I think 2-1 or 3-1.
It's a tough game, man. I mean, it's like Leeds and Chelsea got a lot of history. Leeds fans will be well up for it. Yeah, we seem to be only performing for an hour of a game at a time at the moment, a little bit. So, if you're doing that, it's difficult to really predict, strong wins. But, we've won 4 in a row. Look, we haven't been great, but you have won 4 in a row. And Leeds have got a very poor away record. I mean, the odds are that we're going to win it. So I'll go 3-1.
Yeah, I think they're going to be. Look, it's all about if we can stop Calvert-Lewin from receiving the ball from sort of long balls, isn't it? And if we do that, I think we'll should create a lot of chances.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, that's that. Thank you very much.
No problem, mate.
Cool. That's all we've got time for today. We will be back regardless of the result. But for more updates on all things ESCL, you can follow us on X at Eat Sleep Chelsea and Instagram at Eat Sleep Chelsea Repeat. As always, we hope you're carefree wherever you may be. And thanks for listening.